Now, I've been asked to say a few words about the first award winner this evening for a particular reason. And the reason is that I saw this little baby on a pram being brought to my office sometime in the 1980s by his mother, Tavleen Singh. Tavleen and I used to work for the same newspaper group, the Anand Bazar group, which published, apart from the world's largest selling Bengali paper, which is known as Anand Bazar Patrika, also Sunday, which was a weekly news magazine, and the Telegraph, which continues to flourish in eastern India. Now, I was in charge of the London office and had an office just off Fleet Street on Carmelite Street. And she would come, Tavleen, with this little baby, maybe a few weeks or few months old, and she would then park the little baby in one of the rooms in the office, do her stuff, write a story perhaps, and then go home. This was a fairly regular occurrence, although Tavleen worked for the group in India, but she was in London, and if I'm not mistaken, the little baby was born in this city. He was raised in Delhi, educated in the United States, has carved a niche for himself as a journalist and a writer. And among other things, his books have received great critical acclaim worldwide. He's the author of The Way Things Were, which the Los Angeles Review of Books described as the best Indian novel of the last decade. His other books are Stranger to History, A Son's Journey Through Islamic Lands, a Costa shortlisted first novel, The Temple Goers, and the highly acclaimed Noon. His latest novel is The Twice Born, Life and Death by the Ganges. Ladies and gentlemen, I have great pleasure in welcoming Aatish Taseer as the Journalist of the Year.
Thank you. It's very, very moving for me to have this, not least because I began my journalism career on the Strand at Time magazine, and over the years I've seen, well, when I grew up, it's time this gentleman was describing, England played such an important role in kind of tying the Anglophone world together. It was a kind of center of cosmopolitanism. If writers came from India, they could expect from the time of Joseph Conrad to V.S. Naipaul to my generation that their talent would be broadcast to other places. And for the first time, we're seeing a restructuring of the world where perhaps England is not going to be playing that role, where America is playing a different role, India is playing a different role. And my great wish of this Asian community in Britain today is do not abandon British sophistication, British cosmopolitanism. Take what Amitav Ghosh thought was the kind of absolute prerogative of the Indian, which is that, you know, you are a migrant community. It is your job to transmit culture. Do not become local. Do not become parochial. Make sure that England has another innings as a nodal point in the Anglophone world. It's so, so very important. Thank you very much.